champions! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete! The greatest story in club history has an ending! And what a final chapter!
Hello everybody and welcome back to Typical City. We're taking on Fulham today, a game that we should be winning really, and the team news is exciting, extremely exciting. We've got Doku starting, which wasn't to be expected in truth, but I'm just currently looking for the best way to watch this game right now, because I'm struggling to find a decent stream. I've got a backup on my phone, but ultimately this is a game that we should be winning, and yeah, I'm hoping this stream I've got ahead of me here is going to work reasonably well, but I have got a backup in front of me as well. But Doku starts. Jeremy Doku starts. No Jack Grealish. I've already seen Buggen trying to wind me up in the in the chat. Says somehow he's going to score a hat-trick today from whatever injured position he currently finds himself in. Got Maurice in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Happy to see Phil is back and Doku starts. Jack's in the chat. Doku goal incoming today. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. So excited to see him. I personally, I don't think he was going to start without the injury. I think Grealish, if he was fit, I think he'd be playing. Namely because, purely because of the fact that Pep's not there. You know, the fact that Pep's not there and he's relying on information given to him from Juan Lilo. I don't think he would have been thrown right into the deep end, but ultimately I think with him being injured now, Doku's got an amazing opportunity to potentially keep Jack Grealish out of the team. You know, if he goes himself, bags himself an assist or a goal, or just generally plays well, you know, put the pressure on Jack Grealish in a good way, you know, in the best way possible. I don't want it to be a negative thing about Jack Grealish. I'm more excited to see Doku than I am to see Grealish, put it that way. But who else we got here? We got Nico. Doku will do great things in field. Howdy Blues says Douglas. Good to see you, Douglas. Hope you're doing well, mate. Travis in the chat. It's worked so far, but I don't like Alvarez behind Haaland. It should be Foden, but Alvarez isn't good on the wing. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, with my predicted 11, what have I gone for? I've gone for Foden on the wing and Alvarez tucking in behind. He has created I think it's the second most chances in the Premier League so far this season, which is pretty good going considering that's not really his game in terms of actually creating chances. But in terms of goals, you want to see him push forward a little bit. And you could argue he's being wasted where he is, where his natural position is probably edge of the area and inside the area. You know, but he's he could be a decoy today. You know, he has been a lot of the times. Fan reactions there in the club. Hey, mate, ready to the appointment. Good to see you, mate. Always including me doing stupid things in your fan reactions video, which I always enjoy doing. I enjoy watching that. Someone asked me something. How are you watching the game today? Big M asked. Good to see you, Big M. How are you, mate? 2-0 win you've predicted as well. Through sources that are undesirable to the TV officials, let's say. Currently, my sister lives in Cyprus, and she's hooked me up with some form of XCPI-TV thing. It's on the screen right now. I've just it doesn't seem, when it's a big game they're easy to find, but it's finding the correct channel. You know, I have got a backup as well. So on BN Sports here and whatever the hell that is channel, God knows, some Arabic channel, no idea. But it's on. I'm hoping City start kicking off. I've got the backup though, so don't worry. We will be watching the game today, and if not, what a disaster! Feel free to walk out on me if I can't live up to. No, there it goes. MCI versus FUL. That is the abbreviations of Man City Fulham. But so many of you in the chat already. Good to see you all. There's Sub 2 with his blue highlighted name, the moderator for today. Buzzing for Doku, he says. Absolutely. Can't wait. Cannot wait. City fans all piling into the ground there. Good to see. I wonder what the atmosphere is going to be like today. It's a level of expectancy, really, going into this game. Entitlement, Douglas. You know that word. You're a big fan of that word. But really, we should be winning this game quite easily. Fact Frenzy says he's excited. It's all Doku. Everybody's going on about Doku, and I don't blame you, really. I cannot wait to see what Doku can do. But they say Grealish is injured, asks or says Rita. Yeah, he is. He is absolutely injured. In terms of the team news, I can get it up, but I have to get rid of my bloody backup thing. That's the issue with this. So we've got Edison at the back, Walker, Ruben Diaz, Akanji, Ake. So no Gvardiol. That's the other big news today. He's not. Is he even on the bench? Let me have a look at the bench. Yes, he is on the bench. The bench again has got a little bit more about it than the previous two games in terms of creativity. Turning to the bench for options, you know, like Bernardo Silva, for example. Nunes or Nunes, I've been told, is how to pronounce his name. Not Nunes, it's Nunes. I'm never going to call him Nunes. It's too much pronunciation problems in my life already. So I'm going to stick to Nunes because it's easy. Nunes, and that's Oscar Bob, really. In terms of actual creativity, the rest of the bench is Phillips, Ortega, Gomez, Gvardiol, Bernardo Silva, Nunes, Carson, Bob, and Rico Lewis. In terms of the actual starting 11, though, which is more important, I've done the back four. Rodri, Kovacic, not Foden in front of them. That was my predicted. I predicted it would be. I can't remember what I remember predicting that Alvarez was dropped and Foden was ahead of the two with Rodri and Kovacic sitting in the defensive midfield. With that being the case, Alvarez is on the pitch, so I'm predicting Foden is now on the right. I can't see Alvarez going on the wing. I can't see it. I think that's even more wasted to the point where it's why'd you play him? You know, that's not his natural position. I think he did have a little cameo there in the Community Shield in his debut where he got that goal against Liverpool. I think he was coming in off the wing a little bit. But no, I'm excited for the game. Haaland up top as well and Doku on the left. In terms of Fulham, Leno, Tete, Diop, Ream, Robinson, Kearney, Reed, Pereira, Wilson, Jimenez, and De Cordova Reed, which is no Traore was the big one for me. I think that was the one I was really worried about. If they were, I've not seen them start Adama Traore against us for 3 or 4 games. There's Alex Williams. For anyone who's watching it, Alex Williams, just Mr. Manchester City, effectively the man behind the scenes. He does so much work for the community. If you don't know who he is, look him up and look at the history he's had behind the club. There he is receiving a big thank you, Alex, with a framed as he's on the pitch. I personally have a personal memory of Alex Williams because I used to go to these city soccer schools when I was like from the age of about 5 to about 10. My mum and dad were too busy working during the summer holidays, so they'd send me to Main Road and Platt Lane to do these soccer schools and things like that. During that time, my dad forgot about me. He's a good dad. He's an extraordinarily good dad. Don't get me wrong. But he forgot about me. He forgot what time he had to pick me up. So I'm sat there in the pissing rain. All the other kids have been picked up. I'm stood there in the pissing rain. Alex Williams wanders over. He sees me near Main Road, getting piss wet through, brings me into his office, hooks me up with tea, biscuits, keeps me warm, rings my dad, says, "What you playing at, you rubbish father? Come and pick your son up." And yeah, he came and picked me up. But yeah, I just remember how much he looked after me and was just like, kept me chilled, kept me like, looked after me. So just a little sample of Alex Williams, and that's just the guy apparently. That's my only meeting with him, but just a little story about how, what he's done for the community. If you actually look at what he's done for the community, not just for me personally, unbelievable charitable things that the guy's done. So yeah, he's retired now, which is why he's getting all the attention that he fully deserves. Hadley Clark in the chat there. He's a top guy, Williams, absolutely, mate. Soccer schools were class. Alex was always there, top guy, says Jack. Yeah, Alex Williams, legend, says Big M. Absolutely. But teams are like, we're getting ready. So I'm more nervous about this stream going tits up than the actual game itself, because I don't want to let you guys down. But this has been in the making for a couple of weeks now. I've managed to hook it up, and I was doing tests, like checking out all the Premier League football and stuff. But I do have a backup just in case all goes wrong, and then I'm going to be like this for the whole stream, like on my little phone. But here they come, teams walking out, which is looking good, looking nice and sharp. There's Doku. Jeremy. Haaland with a big beaming smile. Yeah, what are your predictions, guys? I've seen a 2-0. That's it so far. Jeff in the chat there. Hope all is well. Johnny, excited for another watch along. Cheers, mate. Good to see you again, Jeff. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, ultimately it's a game we should be winning reasonably comfortably. But they've got a spring in the step, Fulham, haven't they? They have got a little bit of something to hang on to going off Arsenal. The fact that they were able to get a draw out of a 10-man situation last minute. And Paulinho as well. He's not in the team, but the move collapsed, which I'm actually totally... I've just remembered that for some reason. I don't know why I've not talked about that already, because that's big. That's big. Paulinho staying with Fulham. But, I mean, has he? I mean, I fell asleep before midnight last night, so I don't actually know if Paulinho is back with Fulham. But I believe his move fell through. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But he's not in the starting 11 today, and he's not on the bench either, is he? Just having a look here. Ream's in the team. Now, that's one thing I did predict, him coming back into the team after being absent through injury. But he gave a penalty away at Craven Cottage last season against Alvarez. I think it might have been a shirt pull or a handball. I can't remember what. Hadley's going for 4-0. Haaland brace. Run it back. GG's going 3-0. 4-1 says sub 2. Vinny, good to see you, Vinny. Hope you're doing well. We should win today, he says. Definitely. Oh, I just missed the bench. So I don't know if Paulinho's on the bench either. But having a mare so far, guys. Technical mare. Let's put it down to a technical problem. But Jeff with a super chat. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Really good of you. 4-1 City. Hope you're having a blessed weekend. Yeah, I am, mate. I am. Had a good evening playing Super Mario with my son last night, until it turned into fits of rage from both of us because we couldn't complete a level. So, other than that, it's going pretty well. Yeah, we both got very annoyed. The Mad Hatter, good to see you, mate. Good morning, Johnny. And chat from the States. Come on, you Blues. Are you from the States? I didn't know that. Jeff's a typical City legend. He is. He absolutely is. There's some bloke doing some weird singing. A very oddly dressed individual. That's a flamboyant jacket he's wearing. But he's singing Blue Moon. I can hear it now. Yeah. You can wear whatever jacket you want if you're singing Blue Moon. No problem. I remember Jason Manford coming on the pitch years ago. I think it was at Main Road or maybe early days in the Etihad. He was singing Blue Moon. He's got a voice on him, Jason Manford. Anyone who don't know, he's Jason Manford's a Mancunian City fan, comedian. Pretty funny as well. Go and watch him if you're looking for a Mancunian laugh. Good on you, Jeff, says Douglas. Mad Hat says, yes, sir. East Coast, just outside NYC. I've never been to America, you know. I'd love to come to America one day. Definitely on the bucket list. I don't know where I'd start, though, in terms of what first location I'd pick. But, yeah, line up. Huddle up is started. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a delay with the stream and stuff, so it's now 3 o'clock as I'm looking at the official clock. But on my screen, it's not kicked off yet. So apologies if there's a bit of a delay for you guys. Looking there at the huddle. Kyle Walker doing a lot of the talking there, getting everyone fired up. Who was it? Kovacic walking to the ball. Ready for kickoff. Here we go. Michael Oliver, the referee. There we go. Underway. Kovacic boots it all the way back to Edison. Come on, City. Come on. Let's get this in the bag. 3 points on the board. Watch Arsenal and United kick lumps out of each other tomorrow, and then we know full well that we've got 3 points on the board and makes all the football enjoyable after for the rest of the weekend. Let's go. Come on. James, little signpost for anyone who's wondering who James is. That's James. 4-0 to City. He's predicting. Anthony Cunliffe. Not seen you before, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, mate. You're not wrong about Manford, he says. Saw him doing his show curtains just before lockdown. Funny. But guy can sing. He can sing, yeah. Surprised. I've got that. He's got the pipes of a proper opera guy. You know, those sort of lungs. That's all you're going to get from me, by the way, if you're wondering if I've got some Pavarotti pipes, which I do not, unfortunately. But MCFC Daniel says, you're the lad from Twitter that atted me and that YouTube done. Thanks, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Yo, did you speak to Fan Creations, guys? Is that the guy? Man City things, is that the one? Muddy Duck in the chat, good to see you. 3-0 City, he's predicting. Yeah, all City so far on the ball. Rodri and Walker on it right now. 1 minute in, timer's working. Jeremy Doku's first touch is almost a good one. Nearly sets Haaland through, but Jeremy Doku's won the free kick there, holding his back already. He's covered in mud already. How's he got so dirty already? But Jonny, you can sing when we get the treble. Yeah, mate, I'll sing naked. Well, mate, let's not go too far. I took that a bit far then. Take it easy, Jonny. That's seen a number of unsubscribes immediately after saying that. But yeah, I'll be happy to do anything really. Walker knocking the ball forward, looking for Haaland, but intercepted by Ream. Robinson on the left back is someone we need to watch out for in terms of speed. I think they have got speed. The fact that they've not played Traore was one area that I was a bit worried about with regards to speed. And, you know, on the other side, Dokadova Reed, he's not slow. Behind him is Robinson. He's also very, very quick. But both those players are now going up against Kyle Walker. So you're hoping they don't double team him at any one point. And he can at least maintain and look after that. But no Traore on the other side. Wilson instead of Traore, much more of a technical player on the right side of the pitch. So I think if they're going to hit us on the counter, they're probably going to go down Kyle Walker's side, which makes me feel a bit safer with regards to that. The ball's broken free here. Foden and Alvarez linking up. There, Foden's looking for the free kick, doesn't get it. Save that for the wife, says Jeff. Yeah, mate. Even she would unsubscribe, you know. If there was such a thing you could do, physical unsubscribe from a relationship, she would do that. But where am I from? Manchester, mate. Born St Mary's Hospital. Born in Manchester, raised in Stockport. As long as we get the 4 league titles, I'm happy beating United's record, says Jack. Yeah, what's everyone's preference? Personally, I'd rather we won the Premier League this year than the Champions League. I wouldn't say no to a Champions League, but if I had to choose one and only one, I would pick the Premier League. Doku getting caught on the ball there, trying to do a drag back, couldn't quite bring it with him. Rodri with brilliant. He's giving up a free kick. That's not a free kick, that referee. Not a free kick in my eyes, that. No way. Stepping across his man, using his strength, no foul. He didn't push him, didn't shoulder charge him aggressively. He just stepped across him. It's not a foul. Good bit of play from Rodri, but free kick to Fulham about the halfway line. Jeff saying he'd take a title over the Champions League this year. Yeah, I think I'd much rather that 4 in a row, you know. Like Jack said, beating United's record. It's just not been done, and we're after this year, if we were to win it, we're at least 4 years away from someone being able to say they've beaten that or they've equalled that record. You know, so that's at least going to last for 4 years, that record. So I think that's something that if I had to choose, I would definitely go for the Premier League. Always go for the Prem. Champions League and other trophies are awesome, but have to give me the league any day, says Anthony. Yeah, I think most would probably pick the Premier League. So mostly City so far. A little bit of glimpses of confidence from Fulham in truth. Here's Doku, seeing what he's all about. He knocks it back to Walker. So this is the area. Doku is on the right side of the pitch. I've put him on the left and Foden on the right. But we now have a left-footed left wing and a right-footed right winger. And here is Phil Foden coming into the area, crossing it, back post. overhits everybody, but Doku's going to catch that and keep it from going for a throw-in. Doku looking for a dummies cross. Oh, and a lovely little bit of skill from Doku. First bit of skill we've seen in a Manchester City shirt. Beats Robinson with... anyone who's watched his highlights will have seen that move over and over and over. And it might be a one-trick pony, but good luck stopping that trick. But he does seem to be a one-trick pony. It's just this little wibbly-wobbly legs of his, just like... And then he's just that little shimmy, and then he flicks it past you. And the speed, it just goes in a blur, doesn't it? Corner to City anyway. Foden takes it short to Kovacic. He's got Doku, pulls it back to Doku on the corner of the edge of the area. Tries a cross, blocked. He's got to be a bag of nerves, Doku. Kyle Walker, big, deep cross to Ake, who nods it back across goal, but Ream clears. Throw into City. Need Doku to go Super Saiyan, says Anthony. Yeah. Yeah, man, the blue looks good. He left to take a piss on one stream and confident it was a real room. Yeah, it is. This is a real room. Yeah. People think it's a green screen still. No, it is a real room. Well, thanks. I presume you're being nice by saying that. But here come Fulham. Pereira. He scored against us last season at the Etihad. Penalty thanks to... a player that is currently on loan at Barcelona, Mr. Cancelo, giving away a stupid penalty. Another example of Cancelo's, the wrong side of Cancelo's game. There's no questioning his technical ability. Cancelo going forward, immense quality, creativity as well. But defensively, there's big question marks for me. And we saw it against Fulham last year, in the same fixture last year at the Etihad, with him just pushing him. There's no need. Just let Ederson at least try and save it. Instead, we've got a penalty which is likely going to be scored. It was scored, and we're down to 10 men now. Thankfully, we turned the game round. And an Erling Haaland, I think it was like a 94th minute penalty or something like that, and we won the game. But no thanks to Cancelo. Same again on the halfway line, Cancelo. At Anfield with Mo Salah, like suicide defending. It really was. Anyway, Fulham knocking the ball long. Walker being pressed by Robinson. Ederson, a bit of a ropey clearance, not cleared entirely. Rodri pokes it, sort of half cleared, and Foden comes back and collects the pieces, knocks it back to Ederson, who's going to have another attempt and successfully clears it. But Fulham, they look ballsy so far. They look like they're here to play. They really do. They look like they've got an edge to their game. I'd argue more than Newcastle did, because that first half against Newcastle, it was just all City. We totally dominated that game against Newcastle, surprisingly so. Whereas Fulham, they don't look scared of us. They're coming forward here and there. They've got pretty good shape. So this is going to be a tough game by the looks of it. Hopefully we can... Ooh, Kovacic is giving it away. They're trying to find it through the lines, but it was intercepted by Reed. I think there's two Reeds. There's Cordova Reed and Harrison Reed. And Ream as well, which doesn't help. Oh, a bit of a chest, that. Cordova Reed chips it back post. Oh, vital little clip right off the forehead. A whipped in back post there. Akanji just gets his head on it and deflects it behind Jimenez, who was waiting back post. Good bit of play from Fulham. There was a little chest there, but I'm guessing, is that Harry Wilson who did a little chest there and knocked it through to Cordova Reed, and it was a good bit of play. Fulham looking a bit threatening. Corner ball to Fulham. Pereira standing over it, about to whip it in. He does, whips it in, near post, dealt with by Rodri, could be another corner. He's going to leave it, and it is another corner. Oh, he's given a goal kick. Goal kick. I'll take it. Sub 2 says, when you're left one-on-one with Doku, all you can do is pray. That was Henry, wasn't it? You were quoting him there, yeah. I thought, reading it, bloody idiot, I thought he said Henry. Who's Henry? I'm thinking, who's bloody Henry? Oh, Henry. Yeah, I remember Henry saying that. He's got familiar with him, isn't he? Because he was part of the coaching staff at Belgium, isn't he? Or was, at least. I don't know if he's still there. tell you what, it's picked up a few degrees here in the UK. I'm sure some of you are watching from much sunnier and hotter climates than I am, but I think we're all, about 20 degrees, and I feel it. I'm not used to it. But Hadley says, come on guys, only 8 likes. Is that true? That's not a problem, mate, but thanks very much. Yeah, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be much. It says 43 on mine, but thanks very much, Hadley. But yeah, 43 likes so far. Thank you very much for that. Jack says, Rio Ferdinand, a cokehead. Let's not forget he's all going to be chatting poo. Yeah. Is he a cokehead? I didn't know that. But need to be careful. I was publicly stating like wild allegations that might be get me done for accusations like that. But anyway, warm in Sweden too, says Halafantino. Sweden's another place I'd love to visit. Like super chilled country. I get the vibes of like just everything's super chilled. And I'm pretty sure you've got healthcare over there as well. Anyway, long ball through to Haaland. Oh, I couldn't bring it under his spell. I don't think Haaland's touched the ball yet, in fact, which I'm not surprised really. It seems like just a familiar playing style. I want to see his passing accuracy get better. Last couple of games he had a weirdly similar passing accuracy. I think it was 54.6 exactly in the last 2 games, which is an odd percentage to get the exact same again. But it was really, like, we need to see more than that. Doku trying a little turn. He's so busy, isn't he? Doku, his pressing's good as well. The strength then, just saw Reed just bounce off him. It's like hitting a brick wall. Strong, isn't he, Doku? Drug test results at United. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Forgot about that. Forgot all. That was years ago, wasn't it? And Nassim says, I just came to say Manchester City must be stopped. We can't let you win 4 Premier League titles in a row. United will be a sterner test this season. Looking forward to playing you. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Long-term test, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm not convinced. United's transfer activity has just been pretty poor. You know, scrapping around for loan deals for Amrabat. It's like, doesn't smack of a well-organised club to me. There's problems that go very deeply rooted in that club, to the point where I'm not that threatened by them. You know, I don't think about them when I'm like, oh, who's going to stop us this year? They're an afterthought, United nowadays. I'm worried about Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool because they've proven they can do it, you know. And Arsenal last season, most recent challenges, there's an injury here. Looks like, can't see who it is. Kearney, I think it is. I saw the number 10, I'm presuming that's Kearney. James in Thailand, 36 degrees here in Thailand, mate. That's stupid. But we're not geared up for it in the UK. You know, we're all our houses are built to keep heat in. You know, we don't have any air conditioning or anything like that. I've got a fan blasting in my face right here. The keeper looks miles off it at United, says Jack. You mean Onana? His shot-stopping ability is something that I think is exciting, but I do think he's a sweeper keeper at United. They're going to have to make a substitution here by the looks of it. Kearney is injured. Walking off, clapping the Fulham fans. Probably one of the worst sets of fans when it comes to atmosphere, Fulham. I don't think they're bad fans or anything like that. They're just a very small group of people, aren't they? Like, they never turn up to... I've never seen them like fill out the away end. Maybe they have if they show us today. I might be proven wrong. Yeah, not a great... I mean, even at Craven Cottage, like... It's never really a good atmosphere at Craven Cottage, is it? You know, it's always a bit... I don't want to sound like I have any agendas for class, but I get the impression Fulham is a very upper class football club. It's from a very rich part of the UK, and those types of people maybe yeah, there you go. They are posher than Chelsea. Just saying that exact same thing, Douglas. That's exactly the point. Oh shit, is he in here? No, he's not. Oh, Edison clearing the ball. A deflected ball all the way back to Edison, or attempted to Ake. Deflected and slowed the ball down. Pereira was trying to pounce. Edison came out, sweeper keeper, dealt with it. But yeah, no, the Fulham fans, they are a bit, you know, on the posh side. I think they turn up to their games like, hello, yes, entertain me. And they don't bother cheering because it's unseemly to be shouting like yobs in Fulham. So it's a very dire and like dull atmosphere at Craven Cottage. But yeah, I don't know. I've not got anything against Fulham. I just don't think it's just a bit of a quiet club, aren't they? Shut that door, keep the cool air in. What door? Is there a door open? Are you trying to... Oh, it is like half open a little bit, isn't it? But I thought someone had walked in and you had me blagged there. I shut that door. Is the door open? But it is like Jack says, love the little house they got. Yeah, they have, haven't they? Got a little... that's a little cottage, hasn't it? Very historic ground, Craven Cottage, but... brace yourself for having splinters on your ass, because I've been there once when I've managed to get myself a ticket to go to Craven Cottage. It's wooden seats, like unpainted wooden seats with splinters like stabbing you in the arse. Anyway, bit of a sloppy start from both teams, in truth. Ake giving the ball away, trying to break the lines, then the Cordova Reed intercepting it, and he just boots it straight out for a throw-in. So both teams looking a bit sloppy so far. 17 minutes in. I know it's a City channel, but have you played Starfield yet? It's amazing. I got a code given to me, mate, and I've just not had a chance. Because anyone who's wondering why Jeff's asking that, I do have another YouTube channel that's a gaming channel that's older than this one. But not yet. I'm going to be playing it after this, probably. But yeah, again, a little bit of play there, broken up by Rodri, but it was a mistake from City why we had to win the ball back. So it's getting a bit sloppy, but Leno on the ball right now, just trying to lure City players towards him, playing a bit of the old Pep tactics. He picks the ball up, throws it, trying to pounce City, but Ream bringing it forward. We're in for a game here. The pattern of play so far is not as comfortable as I'd like it to be. Please, everyone, hit the like button, says Marie. Thanks, Marie. Good to see you in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well. Cecilia says, so lag. Is it lagging? Is everyone lagging? Hope it's not. Ake with the ball now, knocks it down the line into Foden. Foden coming inside with the ball. Brilliant at keeping the ball there, Phil Foden. Good bit of play there. Knocks it out to Walker. Walker's bringing it forward now. He's got Alvarez in front of him. Nice little ball inside to him. Rodri with a bit of space. Fires a long ball over the top to Kovacic, who's overhit. Who's never going to make that. Delap goal, says MCFC Daniel. No, Dungeon Bundy, the gaming channel's not. I'm going to keep it separate for now, mate. One day I'll give you the gaming channel. If you find it, you find it. But, you know, if I'm just going to keep it separate for now. Just don't know why. Just keeping it separate for now. But, yeah, Fulham bringing the ball forward. Doku tracking back. Good bit of tracking back. Kyle Walker and Doku are closing down Robinson. There's Doku getting back. Brilliant, brilliant from Doku. He's asking for a goal kick as well. He wins the ball. Is it corner? Blocks the cross. Gets back Doku. Really good tracking back. Kyle Walker went, no problem. Off you go, Jeremy. Do what you got to do, mate. I like your style, says Kyle Walker. I'm familiar with it. Never could have done it at City, to be fair, though, Delap. Yeah, no, we saw a little glimpse of him, didn't we? In a cup game, scored a great goal on his debut, but Pereira corner about to come in, whipped in, cleared by Rodri. No one there for the counter, everyone back, only Haaland and Alvarez getting themselves forward. Pereira knocks it inside to Cordova-Reid. They've had a lot of the ball, Fulham, you know. I wasn't expecting them to have as much possession as they have. Marco Silva's no mug. The one thing I will say about Marco Silva, the Fulham manager, is he's a hothead, isn't he? He's just returned from suspension, by the way. I think he was banned. He was off. He was on the touchline or in the dugout, not allowed in the touchline for their League Cup game against Spurs, who they knocked out, by the way, and for his actions and his choice of words and just kicking off on the touchline, basically, against Arsenal. Did the same last season at Old Trafford, got himself sent off after Mitrovic, who also got himself sent off. Just like 2 minutes of madness from the whole Fulham squad, just lost the plot completely. So Marco Silva obviously fires them up to the point where he's fired up himself. He sends them out fired up. Maybe we can mess with that, play with the temperament of the Fulham players a little bit potentially. Long ball in, Diaz brings down Pereira. He's screaming for something. He's asking it. He's saying he's been pulled down there. Ooh, it was a bit of just a hopeful ball there, thrown up, and Diaz steps across it. I'd be shouting for it if I was Fulham, but I mean I'd be annoyed if I was City. It's one of them that's like, yeah. I mean if he gives it, the referee's almost got to give a red card. So no intensity in the press, says Hill Flow. No, there isn't really at the minute. None from either team. I think both teams are seemingly allowing them to have a little bit of the ball until it gets to the halfway line. Here we go. We've passed the halfway line. Fired into Erling Haaland. He's got to be offside. Haaland with the first touch on the outside of his boot. Tries to cushion it into Alvarez's path, but overhit. It was Wilson, sorry, not Pereira. Yeah, Diaz had his arm like round his neck there, you know, needs to be careful. I think I wouldn't say we got away with that, but I think the referees will keep their eye on that one. But a very easy ball, just lumped over the top behind the Akanji. Why are we not playing Gvardiol? What's the thinking behind this? Obviously it's because they'd prefer to have two probable... my guess would be to deal with Jimenez in the middle of the park, because Jimenez's physical presence... I think Ake's a very physical defender as well. If out of the two of Ake and Akanji being left centre-back, I'd probably go for Akanji's terms of defensive ability. Maybe. I don't know. It's touch and go. I'm just confused as to why he would swap out Gvardiol at left-back. And he's got maybe in the air, potentially, because Jimenez's aerial duel ability is like really good. So maybe Akanji, they see Akanji better in the air than Ake, but... I'm not convinced by that either. I think they're both reasonably equal at defending. I think Ake's the better all-round defender out of Akanji and Ake, but away end looks half full, says Jeff. Yeah, there you go. I can see it just in the corner of the screen. Yeah, like I said, they don't turn up really. No lag here, says Scott. Good, thanks. Pleased about that. Kovacic, who hasn't really seen much of the ball. Doku's on the left wing now, by the way. And they seem to have swapped wings, Foden. Rodri fires a long ball back post to Foden. First time across the goal. Oh, no one there. Haaland probably caught a bit flat-footed. Maybe you ask Foden to bring that under control rather than going for a first-time cross. Yeah, he was offside anyway. And the flag's not gone up, so I think we carry on. Jeff says Walker, Stones, Diaz, Gvardiol will be our best back four. I think you're right. Ethan says United we stand, and United you fall down the table, crumbling in the shadows of Manchester City Football Club. A team that once was and now isn't. But yeah, stand strong, mate. Stay strong. Anyway, you're watching the treble winners. Manchester City Football Club. He says fair play. Kid. So you're from Manchester then, yeah? That's a rarity. A United fan from Manchester. But no press really from City. We're not really... Here we go. A bit of pressing from Alvarez. Haaland's now pressing Leno, which is good. I'm not pleased with the pattern of play so far. Akanji bringing his man down. Jimenez, there you go. That's the aerial duels I was talking about. He's just flattened Jimenez Akanji. And no foul was given, thankfully. Diaz bringing the ball forward. Out to Ake. He's got Doku on the overlap. Doku standing his man at one-on-one. Bursts past him with ease. Left foot cross. Back post. Into Foden's path. Oh, Robinson gets a vital touch on it. That speed there was devastating. Devastating. Just within less than, I think it was milliseconds and he's gone. He's past him. Frightening speed. Walker with a long throw back to Ruben Diaz. Foden coming down the right wing here. Tucks inside. Found 1-2 with the Kanji. He's inside. Gotta be. Oh! They've cleared it like from the 6-yard box. Foden cuts it across. No one there with a defender waiting who clears it. I think it was Diop who cleared it, but unbelievable play from Phil Foden. Really good bit of dribbling play there from Phil Foden. 1-2 with the Kanji. I think it was a bit of an accidental. Or was it accidental? No, I think he meant that. Tries to cut it back with his right foot. Kovacic coming in late. Haaland had a man in front of him in Diop, who is the one who cleared it. But lovely play from Foden. Foden's looking our main man to go through so far. Creativity is... they've gone quick here. Fulham with a quick free kick as the referee pulled it back. I think he has. Switching sides, Doku and Foden, the Mad Hatter says he likes that. Yeah, I agree, mate. It's good. Bit of mixing things up. I wonder why they've done that, because probably to expose the fact that Tete on is right back, Robinson is left back. Robinson's the quick one. So they've put Doku, our quickest player, minus Walker, on the left against the fullback that isn't as quick as the other one. Put it that way. Tete's not as quick as Robinson. We've already seen Doku leave Tete in his dust. So hopefully that can continue. Whereas Foden's technical ability and his dribbling ability can lure in Robinson to making a mistake, and rather than beating him with speed, beat him with skill. Foden is our boy, says Douglas Wright. Yeah, he absolutely is. It's a shame we can't say that about Cole Palmer anymore and McAtee, but it's the way of the football, I'm afraid. It's a nice idea. It's a nice thought, City fans, isn't it? To imagine a starting 11 of Mancunians all brought through the academy, but the chances of that happening, you have better chances of winning the lottery, honestly. You really do. Of 11 players coming through and being as good as we want this club to be, in treble winning club, even Premier League winning club, having a starting 11 that's full of youngsters through the academy. Even if they're not Mancunian and through the academy, it's just a rare thing to happen. But Foden, more than good enough. More than good enough for this team. Rodri fires it out to Walker. Walker against Robinson, knocks it back to Diaz. From my town, Stockport Iniesta, says MCFC Daniel. Absolutely. Stockport lad. Jack says he doesn't think Cole was good enough for us. To be honest, I think I agree. I think he's good enough for our bench. The only concern for me, hang on a minute, City are coming forward here with Kovacic, and Kanji's worked his way in. Haaland's in the penalty area. Haaland, back post, Alvarez, 1-0, has to be. Is it given? He's not offside. There we go. Great goal. Nice little bit of play. I think it was Kovacic again, bursting through the lines, find a little bit of space. He slots it through to Haaland. I do want to see if this is going to be given as an offside, because Haaland looked on the shoulder of his defender. I think it was Ream or Diop who he beat. Haaland's run, bursting into speed, and I'm wondering whether it was a shot from Haaland or he actually meant to tuck that back all the way. Either way, Alvarez finds himself with all the space in the world, middle of almost on the penalty spot, and just taps it in. That's going to be VAR'd, but he looks onside from the still replay. does he mean that cut back to Alvarez? I think he's trying to shoot there, Haaland, but 1-0 City. Let's pop that on the scoreboard. Alvarez finds himself a goal. There's the two linking up. VAR looking at this, checking possible offside. Let's have a look. That foot looks beyond me, but that was the one I was worried about. Watching it in real time, that was the one I was worried about. Is he going to be offside? Onside. Onside, I think. They've not actually put the word onside on the screen yet, but the line looked right. Yes, goal given. Boom, 1-0 City. Let's go. Buzzing. Max Cullen, Haaland assist, absolutely. Yeah, Haaland assist. Link up. Alvarez and Haaland, I just want to see more of that. It was almost, oh, Ake miscontrolling it out for a corner. Gets a high five. I like it when they do that, to pick the spirits up. It's like, that was shit, but high five. That was really shit, but high five. I do like it when they do that. Yeah, so a bit of old traditional 4-4-2 play there, really, with the two anyway, at least. Little and large, linking up. Corner to Fulham. Pereira whips it in. Jimenez! Oh, it's going to be a goal. Equaliser. Straight from the corner. Sloppy defending. Ream. Back post. Jimenez with a... He scuffed the volley. It trickles its way to the back post. Ream taps it in. Couldn't miss from there. Really shit. Really shit. And it's all come from that me taking the piss at Ake, high-fiving Diaz for giving it away for a corner. A bit of miscontrol. Gone out for a corner. And from that corner, they've scored. Sloppy defending. The corner wasn't even that good. That's a shite goal to give away, that is. Jimenez gets his volley across the 6-yard box. It then deflects. I think it's off a player. Ederson saves it. Lands right into the path of Ream. On the line. Can't miss. 1-1. I don't think there's anything to look at in terms of offside. No, there isn't. We're playing again. Here we go. Shite. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. I'm going to sort out the lineups, by the way. I've just realised something. The lineups are like going across the whole screen rather than just appearing where they should. That should have fixed it. 1-1. What's happened there? How's that happened like that? That's really disappointing. You just take control of the game straight from kickoff. It was a long ball up the top. All Ake had to do was bring it under his control, and he just pokes it out for a corner. And then it's like, okay, mistake made. We don't need to blame Ake for the goal because the corner can be defended. Defend the corner properly, and it was still 1-0. But it was sloppy defending. I can't say that was purposeful from and Akanji stepping in and giving away a free kick now, corner of the edge of the area from a very dangerous position. Harry Wilson stepping across Akanji, winning the free kick. So that's a free kick all day long. Silly foul to give away that. Marie says, come on City, need to score again. Come on City, says Marie. Absolutely. Juan Lilo not looking happy. Diaz commanding his area, demanding a line be formed. Anyway, whipped in. Haaland with a big header, clears it. Good defensive header from Haaland. Here's Tete bringing it forward. Back post cross. Is it going to cleared by Walker? They're looking threatening. The momentum has swung. Fulham look fully up for this now. Rodri's like, ooh, he's giving it away. Sloppy from Rodri. Sloppy. That's the third time now I've seen Rodri give it away. One pass trying to find his lines. One long ball, diagonal ball over hit to Kovacic. And just then to Kyle Walker. A simple 5-yard pass that he underhits and is intercepted. And luckily it's been intercepted out for a goal kick rather than in any threatening danger to our own goal. Needs to get a bit more assertive, Rodri. But do the simple things well. Stupid hair, says Douglas. Sorry. Is that me? Muddy Duck says, this is where we miss Pep's presence, challenging our players to wake up. Yeah. The thing is, I think Pep gets more animated when we're 1 or 2-0 up. You know, he tends to scream and shout when we're winning, like 2 or 3-0. He hates the idea of complacency. At 1-1, if they score, you see him going like that, don't you? Like, come on, come on, come on, doing that. And it's positive, positive, positive when we're losing. When we're winning, he's horrible, like, because he like wants to maintain that. Cover, first City goal to make it 2-1, says Jeff in the super chat. Jeff is renowned for getting things right prediction-wise on this channel, so hopefully you might be right again, Jeff. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, much appreciated. Really good of you. Rodri's giving away a free kick. Rodri looks frustrated, really frustrated. I liked the interview after the Champions League awards were given out, European individual awards, player awards were given out, and they interviewed Rodri, saying that, just asking about that goal, and he was just like, yeah, you know, well, Haaland just wasn't doing his job, so I thought I'd better step up to the plate and do it for him. Like, yeah. And Haaland was stood there like, yeah, like, I'm not sure Haaland might actually, I think he knew it was a joke, but like, yeah, Haaland was probably like, shut up. No. Don't talk to me about goals, because he takes goals so seriously, doesn't he? But the Mad Hatter says, Fulham riding high after making Arsenal drop points and knocking Tottenham out of the League Cup, and they're growing confidence in this one. We need to wake up, he says. I think you're right. I think you're right. There is a spring in their step. A very visible one, the way they're moving across the pitch. And the ball, look at that pass then, just a simple ball there from Diaz to Walker. Took ages. It's really slow. You ping that into him, ping it into him, so he's got to control it. And that sets the momentum. And Walker then does a slow ball to Foden. And then from that, the knock-on effect of poor play just spreads like a virus. City trying to break away there. Foden was clipped, but no foul given. Doku trying to win the ball back with Kovacic. We're struggling to build up play here. This has been a poor first half so far. And I think 1-1 is a reason. I mean, Diaz has been beaten. Harry Wilson bursting into the area, gets back. Good tackle. Good tracking back there. The clock stopped, has it? Oh, bugger. What time are we on? 38. Don't know why it stopped, mate. 38. 20 seconds. There we go, I'm in sync now. I don't know what happened there. I've got a hotkey. I might have hit the hotkey. Yo, I did. When I check Havingham, I pressed Alt, and that is my hotkey for stopping and starting the time. Sorry, guys. Stop the clocks. Nice nod to Oasis there, says Anthony. Hey. I meant it. It was purposeful. What a pun by me that was. No, but I'm not happy with this performance. This first half performance is really disjointed. There's no fluidity to the play at all. I am... Scott says, bet it was lag. It'll have 3 minutes of lag. Yeah. Yeah, the middle of the park is where we're struggling. We're not getting out wide. When we do try to break through Fulham, we're going through the middle. And it's quite easy to stop. You know, it's only really Foden who's offering anything creatively. And here come Fulham again. Rodri, good bit of break-up play there from Rodri. Alvarez linking up with Rodri again. Alvarez trying to beat his man down the side. Good. Tucks it inside to Foden. Foden makes it very clear to the referee that he was fouled by Reed. Drops very easily there, in truth. But it's an area of Foden's game that I've always said that he's too honest at times. He needs to drop, go down, let the referee know you've been fouled. Akanji bringing the ball forward. So that's why he's in the middle, because he wants Akanji to move forward. So Akanji's in midfield right now. Again, not unfamiliar. Doku trying to burst inside, tries to tuck it inside to Kovacic, but he gives it away. But he wins the ball back, well, at least knocks it out for a throw into Fulham. James says City are just not up to their passing standard and keeping control. I can totally agree. Gaming clips. I can't show you the screen, mate. No. Because copyright, mate. Looks like we need an injection of Bernardo in midfield second half. So that's not a bad shout, Muddy Duck. For who? Alvarez has scored, but he's the one, really, isn't he? Kovacic 1-2. Here's Haaland, edge of the area. Can he... Oh, Ream. Good bit of defending from Ream. Piss off, Ream. Rodri. That's a foul, referee. Who's he giving the foul to there? He's booking Rodri for that. Never, never, Michael Oliver. Never. That was 50-50 until Docodova Reed started falling down and dragging Rodri with him. It was whoever went down got the foul there, but it wasn't Reed, sorry. It was... can't remember. I don't know who that is. It's the substitute. I don't know who the substitute is. Because that would have been Kearney, but Kearney's come off. What's their... I don't know who's come on for Fulham. If you can correct me in the chat. I don't even know what number he is. Is it Harris? Harris has come on, I'm assuming. Long ball all the way over the top to Jimenez. Walker intercepts. Really good bit of play. Oh, Jimenez wins, prevents it from going out for a goal kick. And now Fulham have the ball. Foden trying to win it back. Walker lets it go, but uses his strength really well. Good bit of defending from Kyle Walker. That knocks it inside to Rodri. Rodri bursting past Pereira there. Could have been given as a foul. Alvarez with a lot of space. Doku, who's ahead of him, doesn't find him. Doku's got to pull wide a bit more. Alvarez, I saw that coming a mile away. Alvarez intercepted by Robinson. He's got Jimenez ahead of him. No one to attack with, but hey, here come Fulham. Numbers moving forward. Ake's got to win that. It's really open all of a sudden. Sloppy from City though. Alvarez, good ball this time from Alvarez with Doku with all the space in the world to run into. This is his bread and butter. Cuts inside, asks for the free kick, gets it, wins it. Good bit of play there. Diop's got to be fouled, got to be booked for that, hasn't he? I think he has. Got the yellow out. Doku's stayed down though, holding his shins. Look at the speed. Oh yeah, he stood right on top of his foot and then gives him a punch in the face just for good measure. And then punch at the ball like that's. I won that. I won it. No, you didn't. Free kick to City. In a difficult position to be honest. Not really in a shooting position because it's wide of the area. Too close to get any decent crossing. Your best hope here is either trying to shoot and hope for a deflection. Or a little dink into the 6-yard box. It's probably going to be Foden. Or is it? No, yeah, it is Foden. Whips it in, cleared. That was inevitable, really. Doku trying to cushion it back into the danger zone. Headed away. Fulham still a player down in the box. Referee blows his whistle. Positively shocking, says Douglas. Yep. Disappointing first half, this. Really is. It's not the end of the world. It's not like really, really bad play. It's just disjointed. You know, a bit sloppy more than anything. I hope we can keep Jimenez off the score sheet today. Anyone who watched my preview will have heard this already, but... if anyone's wondering why Jimenez is wearing I think he still wears it. Does he still wear it? His little headband, his little protective headband from when he had a skull injury. Cracked his skull open at Arsenal about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, playing for Wolves. Prior to his injury, he scored 34 goals in 81 appearances. Which is pretty good, not bad considering you're playing for Wolves. Not bad at all. Wolves are not really known for their goals. After his injury, 6 goals in 51 appearances, which is really bad. And evidence of how much that injury probably impacted him. Psychologically, you know, you don't feel the same after having like that sort of injury. You can make you feel frail, you know, make you can feel a bit weaker as a man and as a player, like a bit. You go in a bit tentatively, a bit more worried, like you don't want it to happen again. Jeff saying Tim Ream, freaking American. He is an American, isn't he? 5 minutes of added time. Jack saying, yeah, good on him for coming back from it, like, but it's not like he's not the same player. It's sad, really. Yeah, I totally agree. It is sad. And anyway, I said the same in the preview as well with Pedro Mendes. when he played for Portsmouth years ago, over a decade ago now, well over a decade ago. Hang on a minute, long ball from Walker to Haaland. It's intercepted by Ream, who's having an absolute worldie of a game. Everything that's gone Ream's way he's dealt with, and he's got himself a goal. So piss off Ream, please. He's having a really good game. But yeah, Pedro Mendes, Ben Thatcher elbowed Pedro Mendes, and I used to sit right where it happened. The crack of his jaw. It was the most horrible tackle you'll ever... It wasn't a tackle, it was GBH. It was assault, you know? It was horrible. And he just... the crack of his jaw, and he was out cold before he hit the deck. And then he slid for about 10 yards, and just to add the cherry to a very unpleasant cake, he cracked his head on the advertising board, and he was sliding that far. It was horrible. Game stopped. He got a yellow card for it as well, Ben Thatcher. Had the worst refereeing decision I've ever seen live. It was the most stonewall red card I've ever... I was just like, oh, get him off. Get him off. As a City fan, telling a City player, get him off. That was awful. And he needed psychological help to get back into the pitch and playing football again, because he was scared. Apparently he couldn't leave the house. Like, so head injuries are huge. You know, you're a different person after such traumatic injuries. But hopefully Jimenez doesn't find his goal-scoring boots today. Alvarez giving it away again to Foden. So many players have done that today. He's not the only one, Alvarez. Rodri's given it away 3 times. That's a horror tackle from Robinson and Akanji there. Yellow card straight away. Wouldn't mind seeing that again, because Akanji's just been upended there. And he's holding... even Robinson's apologising. Like, let's have another look at this. It's not a red card, but he intended to hurt him. He just went in there. He put his whole body into that to flatten him. And he got what he wanted. It's not a red, though, because he went in with his hip rather than his boot. He probably voted for Biden, too, said... I'm not going to get into American politics, mate, but I don't know enough about it. Anyway, what we're on? 48th minute. Foden bringing the ball... That's shite. It looks like a simple ball. Overhit. Little 15-yard pass. Square across to Kovacic, and he overhits it, Foden. Foden's had a great game, but now he's giving it away as well. Really simple pass that was. The whole team is just a bit sloppy, and we've not seen Kovacic barely do anything, and he's not really had an opportunity to affect the game. Alvarez trying to do his... keeping the ball really well there, Alvarez. Good bit of play from Alvarez. Slows the game down. Rodri out to Ake. Ake out to Kovacic. Last chance probably before half-time. Well, there's a minute and a half left, so... Kyle Walker out to Foden on the right-hand side of the pitch. Walker looking for the overlap. Foden sees him, doesn't give it him. Goes the other way. Back post to Haaland. Haaland, oh! Diop gets a vital header on it. If he doesn't, that's Haaland heading at least towards the goal. Probably would have been 2-1 City. Lovely bit of play there. Good bit of creative play. Walker was the decoy run. Foden tucks inside, doesn't use the run obviously as it was a decoy, back post to Haaland. Diop gets a vital touch, out for a corner. What do I mean? Kovacic gave the pass to Haaland. Yeah, he did, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right, absolutely he did. I forgot about that, but in terms of involvement, in terms of actual overall involvement, corner ball, Foden whipped in. Okay, gotta be. Goal! Gotta be. Gotta stay as 2-1. Akanji's offside, in an offside position here. Clearly in an offside position. Ake had all the space in the world. Foden delivers it on the penalty spot with about a 5-yard radius behind Ake. Ake's just waiting for the ball, just like that, and just heads it without jumping. Doesn't need to because there's no one near him. Heads it. Akanji's in the way though. They are going to look at this in terms of offside. Because is Akanji interfering with play? Is he in front of Leno's vision? Akanji jumps over the ball to actually not touch it. So he's not interfering with the play then, is he not? He's not interfering with the play. Fuck off Marcus Rashford, by the way. If this is giving us offside, then we need to replay that bloody game at Old Trafford, don't we? Akanji's clearly offside. He doesn't touch the ball, though. He's not in the line of sight of the goalkeeper. He gets out of the way of the ball. I would argue, if I'm a Fulham player, though, I would argue that Akanji's interfering. He is interfering because the ball literally goes through his legs. And therefore, Leno's got to assume that maybe Akanji might get a touch. And therefore, I have to rearrange my footwork and do something different. That's interfering with play. So I would argue that this should be ruled out, to be honest. I think it should be. You might not like to hear that, but if we're going to stick to the rules that we all wanted with Marcus Rashford's goal, or Bruno Fernandes's goal, sorry, when Marcus Rashford was offside last season at Old Trafford, this should be offside. Really. He's giving it! He's giving it! I am pretty shocked at that. I'm pretty shocked at that. That's interfering with play. Even though he didn't touch it, you don't have to touch it to interfere with play. He stepped out of the way, and Leno's leaning like, if Akanji gets a touch on this, I'm going to have to dive a different way. I know the trajectory of the ball, and the flight of the ball is going into the far post. Marco Silva's lost the plot. I told you about that. There he is, lost his head again. Go and get yourself sent off again, mate. Do it again. What are they doing now? What's going on? This audio's gone, by the way, so I've no idea what's actually going on. It's 2-1 City. Yeah, sorry, I've not got audio, so I can't really keep you... The audio's dog shit, so I'm struggling to get decent audio. It's all crackly and stuff in my ears, unfortunately. Quick, someone gag Jonny. Oliver might hear him. Yeah, honestly, I'm an honest guy, and like you might... hang on a minute, Marco Silva's... It's all kicking off. Fulham have lost their heads, and I don't blame them, to be honest. I do not blame them. I know you don't want... I'm not biased in... I am biased in the sense of City, but I mean... From the good of the game, that should be ruled out. It should be ruled out, I think. Put it this way, you roll reverse, you're screaming offside, aren't you, City fans? Come on, let's be honest. You're screaming offside because if it was Edison, like with the player in front of him, you've got to assume the worst as a goalkeeper. If a deflection happens, you've got to rearrange your feet, you've got to dive a totally different direction. And because of Akanji's presence, just his presence alone is to enter the head of Leno, and a goalkeeper, any professional, even non-professional, amateur goalkeepers will tell you that if you have any level of training, you have to assume that there is going to be a deflection off any likely player, half-time. That's a talking point, isn't it? That is a major, major talking point, and I think Fulham have been a little bit hard done by there. I don't think we deserve to be winning, in truth. But I'll take it. I'll take it. But a little bit of a robbery there. But you take him, don't you? You take him. It's out of my hands, says James. Yeah, I'm not doing my best here to rule the goal out, aren't I? I obviously want City to win the game. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I'm just trying to be honest. That's all. Just trying to be honest. You got to think of it as, what if it was the other way round? That's why, because of if we all jump when we get a goal that shouldn't have been a goal given to us, there will be a day where we will be crying because a goal's been given against us that shouldn't have been given, and it could well be the same scenario of rules that have been bent, twisted, manipulated, however you want to look at it. We'll all suffer. Every single set of fans will suffer if rules like this aren't addressed properly, and we aren't looking at from a long-term point of view, not season on season, where we change the rules for this season, like, right, the handball rule, let's change it this year because it was shit last year, we'll change it again. Just get it right. I don't know why it takes so long for it to be a long-term solution, a permanent solution, because offside interfering with play is now a grey area. We shouldn't have grey areas anymore. You know, with the level of technology that we have, it should be clear as day. And as far as I'm concerned, Akanji was interfering. And I think you need to get football players inside with the officials, because clearly these officials, and I'm not talking about this particular scenario, well, I am, this is an example of it, but in terms of the grand scheme of the whole game, you've got to get football men in. You've got Howard Webb calling the shots. You've got Mike Dean embarrassing the FAs with interviews about talking about how he didn't give a certain decision when he was VAR, when Anthony Taylor was having a tough game. Like, oh, I feel sorry for him. It's wrong. The decision should be a red card, but I'm not going to tell him because I feel sorry for him. Like, he's having a tough day. It's not about that. You don't look after your mates. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's an extreme situation, but do you know what I mean? If it was the police, for example, I know that's an extreme analogy. Like, the law is different to football, obviously. But if you're a policeman and you've got a colleague and you work in the police who's a fucking murderer, well, he's one of my own. He's one of my own. I'm not going to tell anybody. I've seen him murder someone, but I'm not going to tell anybody because he's my mate and I liked him before he murdered someone and he's a part of the police force, so I'm not going to tell anybody. What a load of shite. Honestly, a load of bollocks. It really is. Like, who cares if he's your mate? And look out for the good of the game and your own job, because your reputation is on the line as well as an official. So there's horrible things going on with officiating. It's seemingly not been addressed this year. But no, 2-1 City. I'll take it. It's a sloppy performance. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat a little bit there while I was ranting. But Douglas Wright says, of course it was offside. Ake, Foden assist, Muddy Duck, brilliant. Yeah, love it. The corner defending from Fulham was atrocious, though, wasn't it? Ake, they should be annoyed with themselves for that, really. Foden, man of the match so far, says Mustafa. I agree, mate. Totally agree. Foden's been brilliant. I was surprised he didn't play against Sheffield United, in truth, because, yeah, he came on and affected the game, didn't he, with that little 6-minute, 7-minute cameo coming off once they'd equalised. He came on, got a shot away, did a bit of skill, got a pass, good couple of passes off, technically got the assist because he tried to control the ball from Walker, ricocheted off his boot, lands to Rodri, drills it top corner. Foden should be starting every game now, really. He should be a guarantee. With De Bruyne being out, in particular, makes that even more of a relevant thing to say, that Foden should be starting every game now. Really, it should be the first name on the team sheet, because we haven't got the creativity really from anywhere else, and it is Foden's live wire nature that is the only bright spark in that first half. That's, we can carry into the second half. As for the rest of them, they need to sharpen up. I think. I don't think it's like let's really nail them to the wall and give them a load of grief, but sloppy performances. Looking at that goal again as it comes in, this is a huge talking point. I guarantee you this is going to be highlighted everywhere. But that defending, look at Ake's space there. How have they left him there? Let's talk about Ake's header now, okay? Because what a placement that is. Just waits for it. When you've got that amount of time, instinct goes out the window. You've got to rely on technicality, because a lot of players, like Haaland, I think Haaland's an instinctual player when it comes to goals in particular. And if you give him too much time, he can actually pull off a wrong decision here and there. But you put him in front of goal with a flash of a moment, to make a decision, bang, goal. That ball coming in, Ake had all the time in the world. No one leaning on him, no one touching him. And to just stand there, plant your feet, and then nod it right into that corner. What a header. What a header. Great finish. But yeah, it was offside. We need a huge second half performance, says Athuke. We do. I think Fulham are going to come out angry now. I wouldn't be surprised if a few yellow cards, maybe even a red card, because there's already been a few dished out by Michael Oliver. He set the precedent by booking Rodri early on. I can't remember who it was for Fulham who got booked. Was it Diop got booked for fouling Doku? I'm sure there was a few yellow. I missed who got booked in that kerfuffle then at the end. Everyone kicking off about the offside decision, and I think a few were booked then as well. But do you think I had a topic? Do you think we'll go in for Paquetá in January? I think that could be an interesting one. I'm not too sure that deal's dead, and there was I can't remember who it was who said that deal's not. They believe the deal's not dead. I've read the same thing. I've heard the same thing as well from numerous sources, so hopefully we could go in. He got himself a lovely assist yesterday, Paquetá. Really nice cross back post for Jared Bowen to nod in to make it 1-0 against Luton. But Paquetá is someone who I still think we could go in for. Do you want to see Nunes, or Nunes rather? Do you want to see Nunes coming on at half-time? Is Rodri feeling the pressure of Nunes' arrival? Is he feeling the pressure? Because I tell you what, he ain't feel a single morsel of pressure from Calvin Phillips, has he? You know what I mean? He hasn't felt a single moment of that. Like, there's a player behind me who could take my spot if I have a bad game. That was never the case with Calvin Phillips. And I'm not mocking Calvin Phillips. I feel sorry for him, to be honest. But that's the facts, isn't it? Like, there was no threat there. The difference between Rodri and Calvin Phillips is night and day, you know. So the difference between Rodri and Núñez, I still think there's a gap there, but it's not as big. You know, it's not as big. And we've not really seen Núñez like shine yet. He's had 1 year at Wolves where people believe, a lot of opinions are that he flattered to deceive. But if you look at his stats at Sporting Lisbon, they're the story. And every single one of our players, by the way, all of them that we've signed, I mean, Kovacic, Gvardiol, Núñez, Doku, all carry the ball. Their carrying the ball statistics are off the charts comparatively to even De Bruyne and Gundogan, who's the same stats, carrying the ball and successful dribble percentages much, much lower compared to the likes of Kovacic and Núñez. So there's a reason why. There has to be. What that reason is, we've not really seen yet. Sorry, I just nearly spilt a glass of water all over my computer. But yeah, what that reason is, it's not worked in this first half, I'll tell you that. This carrying the ball stuff, and there's been clear attempts to do that. You add Foden to that list as well as someone who carries the ball really, really well. So there is obviously an intention there from Pep Guardiola to bring in players that can do that job transitionally, and I don't know. I wonder why that's been brought in, because I was always taught the ball moves faster than any human being can, so therefore pass it. Avoid dribbling with it unless you really, really need to. That's how I was brought up to play the game. Pass it, pass it, pass it. But dribbling is something that's foreign to Pep. I don't think he was really, you know, if you look at the Barcelona team, it was two-touch football. You know, it's two-touch. Unless Messi has it. That was the difference. It was just, unless Messi has it, it was two-touch football, and Messi would just beat like 8 players and bury it in the bottom corner. But the fact that we've now employed multiple players to do a job for carrying it makes me wonder what the plan is. Zubair saying Wirtz would be a great addition. I can't see that being in January, but yeah, I totally agree. I think he would be. It's the money though, isn't it? I think Paquetá, you're probably looking at, considering January as well, we might be able to. The deal was already agreed for around 80 million. Wirtz, you're probably getting close to 100. And then there's Dani Olmo as well. Those three are the ones we've been heavily linked with. In January, whether we go in for them or not, I wouldn't be surprised if where we are in the league defines how we go into January transfer market. You know, if we're falling behind and it's clear we're missing creativity, let's talk in 10-15 games when the Christmas period's about to start and January transfer window opens. Then we'll be in better place to say whether we need this player or we don't need this player, you know. So City Ball saying Bernardo dribbling past Madrid and Bayern was a joy to watch. I'm all in for dribbling. Yeah, me too, mate. Entertainment wise, absolutely, I'm in for it, totally in for it. But I just wonder why he's gone for something different. Maybe it's not instead of. It's not like, right, I'm abolishing the idea of passing the ball, and now if you get the ball, try and beat a player. I doubt that's the case. I feel like it's and as well as it's an addition to what we're already capable of. It's like learning new systems doesn't mean the old systems. It's like riding a bike for football players. It's like we should be able to, over the years that we've had Pep Guardiola managing this team, in particular with the fact that we've now got a group of players that have been there for quite some time. Certainly the core of our squad. Obviously the new additions have to learn as they play the game with Pep Guardiola during training. But having these different systems, we can revert back to speedy wingers now. When we had Sterling and Sane, with Doku and Foden. Foden's not slow. Doku's stupidly quick. So now we have speed on the wide plays. Then you could have inverted players instead and play Grealish and Bernardo Silva instead, who like to tuck inside a little bit more. We could do the WM system where John Stones, who's back as well, not playing today obviously, but someone who's ready to start playing, thankfully, so he could play in that defensive midfield role that was ridiculous quality that he was putting out. His output last season in that position was just stupid. And now we've got this new system with Kyle Walker giving the freedom to go forward a little bit more. And players that can carry the ball. So like when we're bursting out of defensive positions on the edge of our area, we can now carry the ball a bit better. So it's hopefully it's an addition rather than thinking, right, we've scrapped everything and we're trying something totally different. And it's keeping the opposition second guessing at the end of the day, isn't it? They are constantly second guessing and trying to, not only are they second guessing, they're trying to emulate us. You know, it's copycat. That's what they are. It's plagiarism. They're trying to copy exactly what Pep Guardiola does. And therefore, you're forever behind. You are forever behind if that's your mentality. You need to reinvent, come up with your own ideas sometimes. Aubriel says, it seems that Pep had the expectation that Grealish would fulfill a similar role to Messi in terms of carrying the ball, but that particular vision did not work out as he anticipated. No, I agree. Looking at the stats there, I don't think Grealish... He keeps the ball really well, Grealish. Just seeing the stats there. Possession, 60% in favour of City. Rodri's got a 92% passing accuracy so far, which is surprising because I've seen him give the ball away 3 times. So I don't know how they've worked that out. Well, maybe that's the 7. Maybe that's the 8%. So, hey, that guy's back singing Blue Moon, getting jiggy with it. Doku looks nervous, says City Ball. He does a little bit. I think you're right there a little bit. A good bit of play. There's a couple of moments, but I would be, 21-year-old lad. I mean, the step in like expectancy and quality from Rennes to Manchester City, it's not like there's not much progression there. You look at Haaland, for example, who went from RB to Dortmund and then to City. There was a bit of progression there that was nice, a bit logical. Whereas Doku, he's just gone from, I'm not saying bottom, but from almost effectively, for an analogy's sake, from bottom to top, hasn't he? So it's a huge leap for him. My stream has frozen, so I could do without that. There we go, it's back. But the panel on the City channel, all in agreement, the second goal was offside too. Anthony says, David James described it from a keeper's perspective. Did he say what I said, that a keeper's got to expect a touch there? Because that's what I thought. I thought it should be offside. Marco Silva's face there, he's just like looking for someone to shout at. Zubair says, Rodri's completed 35 out of 38 passes. So, there you go. Maybe I'm being a bit critical of him. Because he is going to give the ball away. Who doesn't give the ball away during a game? No one comes away with 100% passing accuracy at the end of the day. But the two that I'm bothered about was the one long ball over the top to Kovacic. That went out for a throw-in. Not bothered about that. That's a nice attempt to see what you're trying there. The one in particular was a 5-yard pass to Kyle Walker that was like on the edge of our area. That he can't be doing that there. You know what I mean? Those mistakes are where they hurt us. Players are back out. Juan Lilo there, smiling. How's Doku looking? Slow Plays asks. He's done a couple of bits of skill. Given the ball away a couple of times. City Ball said he looked a little nervous. I agree. Just a little touch of nerves in his game, but second half's about to get underway. Andreas Pereira on the ball, about to kick the ball back to Leno. Second half is underway. Audio is still crap, so you're relying heavily on me. I only use this for VAR, really, just to make sure I know what's going on. But, Rodri nodding it back. That was a good bit of play there from Rodri. Back with Edison. Mustafa says, I am beautiful. Are you talking to me? Thanks. Thank you very much. Very kind. Jan says, we need a couple more goals, otherwise the referee may try to rectify his mistake. You know what? That bothers me as well. Absolutely. Ake on the ball now. Forest lead, Chelsea 1-0, says Mustafa. No way. Forest are quietly doing all right, aren't they? Long ball up to Haaland. Ream and Diop together prevent Haaland from getting that ball, and Fulham try and do the same thing the other way, successfully getting the ball forward to Cordova Reed. Walker stops him though, makes him slow down. Robinson on the overlap. 1-2 with Jimenez. Balloons it into Rosad. Even the Fulham fans are mocking him. Forest did solid business, Ember says. They did. They did do quite a good bit of business, didn't they? Last transfer window, didn't they sign like 6 billion players at the start of last season? It was like 20 players they signed, wasn't it? Like, I don't know how you could... And they stayed up, which was a huge gamble to spend that amount of money and pretend they nearly go down as well. They won us the league, didn't they, Forest, against Arsenal? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Forest. Ream is very good in this game, says Mustafa. He is. He's been really good. This season they signed 2 billion more. They did. They did. It's pretty busy in the Forest dressing room. Can't get a word in. Everyone's chatting. Robinson backs the ball away. He sees the ball on the flight and he backs it away. A bit of clever bit of defending there to prevent Kyle Walker, who finds him. Is it Kyle Walker? It is Kyle Walker. He's like out on the right wing there. Foden's gone inside. There's a change here. There's a clear change in formation. Foden and Alvarez are now inside. This is good. I'm pleased with this. This is exactly what we should be doing. I'm totally in agreement with this. This has gone back to what we were doing against Newcastle and against Sheffield United, with Walker being the wide winger. This surely now means that... Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. There's a... I couldn't see a lovely ball, that, from Alvarez. Foden's into the area and straight into the hands of Leno. Tries a little volleyed cross, but straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Thought a substitution had been made because I couldn't see Akanji, but there he is. So now I can't see Akanji coming forward to fill in that middle hole that they obviously want filling by somebody, hence why Akanji was going forward so much in the first half. Now it seems like Akanji, Diaz and Ake are going to be a flat 3 with the ball. Kovacic and Rodri in front of them as 2 defensive midfielders, and now it's like a box in midfield. And in front of Rodri and Kovacic, you've got Foden and Alvarez. And Walker's providing the width down the right-hand side. And Doku's on the left. Which I'm happy with that. I think this makes more sense. I think this is... I don't know why we didn't start like this, to be honest. If we're going to pick Alvarez anyway, I always think Foden's shown enough now to be trusted in the middle of the park. So putting him there makes sense. Rodri finding a long ball to Walker. Heads it across goal. Haaland trying to... He's had nothing to feed off Haaland so far. Barring the assist he got for Alvarez's goal, which is as productive as you can get, really, considering the chances he's had, the actual opportunities to do something with the ball at his feet. No chances at all, really, other than the assist. So, can't really argue with his output. Doku trying for the 1-2 with Alvarez. Alvarez keeps the ball. Doku on the ball. Tackled by Wilson. City throw-in. Doku needs time, says Mustafa. Absolutely, they all do. Anyone who signs needs time. And by time, it's not literal time. I mean time on the pitch. You know, which is why I feel a bit sorry for Calvin Phillips, because, you know, he didn't even get 600 minutes last season, so I don't know how we can rule out him with zero evidence to do that. I agree that I don't think he actually is good enough. From the glimpses I've seen, I wouldn't bet on him becoming a good enough player. I wouldn't bet on that. But I can't go out and say he is now a poor player or he's not good enough, because we haven't really seen enough. It seems unfair to do that. Foden's holding his back here. Really looks suffering here. Haaland operating on crumbs, says Muddy Ducks. Total agreement there, mate. Do you think we will see Núñez in this game? Mustafa asks. There he is. As soon as you said that, it zoomed right into his face as you said that. I think it depends if we go 3-1 up. Then maybe just take the edge off, get some minutes under his belt, give him a debut. Bit of a sloppy ball from Reed there. Ake picks it up. Doku on the ball. He's not... Yeah, he's looking a bit... I'm still in agreement with City Ball, who said Doku looks nervous. He does look a little bit nervous there. He was... I mean, wouldn't you be? 21 years old. Like the step in quality is night and day, and playing in front of this stadium for the treble winners, champions of Europe, I'd be shitting myself, even if I knew it was coming. You know, for a year, if I'd planned for a year, I'd still be terrified. Akanji bringing the ball forward there. Walker on the overlap. We're back with Rodri now, who's playing much deeper now. I think Kovacic and Rodri are giving the licence. Lovely ball. Oh, nearly. Intention was there from Kovacic to find Haaland. But yeah, it's good to see Kovacic actually try that ball, because Haaland made the run. And that's when the frustration creeps into Haaland's game, is when he makes those runs and you don't even try to find him. At least it wasn't a good ball. It was intercepted by Diop, but the effort was the right thing to do. Long throw into Haaland, who's been manhandled by Diop here. No foul. Haaland's getting frustrated. Without, if Haaland hasn't scored in 3 games at the Etihad, so this could be his 4th game without a goal if he doesn't manage to score today. Long ball up to Jimenez, who's managed to get on the end of it. Diaz struggling to defend against him. Kovacic getting back and keeping the ball really well there against Pereira. Knocks it back to Ake, back down the touchline. Alvarez pressing Diop all the way back to Leno. Jeff says, Maddison looks a hell of a signing. Wish City had went for him. The more... I didn't really want City to go for him because of his Leicester... The last season, I didn't think his performances were very good. Free kick to City there, as Harris looks frustrated after pushing down Diaz. But yeah, Maddison looks quality, doesn't he? He's really stepped up his game. Creatively, scoring goals. You know, if we'd signed... Maddison, we wouldn't be asking for creativity now, would we? We would have it. Is Pep back next game? Mustafa asks. He is. Should be. It was reported that this is the last game. It was last game as in Sheffield United, and this are the 2 games he's out for. Got the international break after this. There'll be nothing worse than a shite performance and no 3 points. Even if it's just 1 point, there'd be nothing worse. It'd feel rubbish, that, going into the international break. I hate that feeling. You know, you just want to get straight back out there, don't you? Just play again. I want to play tomorrow morning after a loss, because I want to win again, get 3 points back on the board, get that winning feeling back. But you have to wait with the international break. It's horrible. Need pepperoni back, says Big M. Yeah, we do. Having a look at, reminding myself of what our fixture list is like when we get back from the international break, which is Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff away to West Ham, which I'm not looking forward to that game, looking at that on paper. West Ham have playing well, haven't they? They've Fulham playing out from the back here, doing a good job of it as well. Very good. And they're giving it away to Rodri. And Rodri's just giving it straight to Jimenez. Careful, Rodri, you're booked as well. He went in hard then on Jimenez. Diop fires a nice ball through to Pereira. Tete stopped by Doku. Good bit of play from Doku there. There was an opportunity for Fulham to attack there, and Doku got in front of him really well to stop that. Yeah, we've got West Ham when we get back. That's not a game I'm looking forward to. West Ham are really looking good. Beat Chelsea, beat Luton yesterday. Beat Brighton away. You know, West Ham. Fucking hell, where they come from? Using the Europa League, or Europa Conference rather, win. Using that confidence and taking it into this season. That's without Declan Rice as well. I think James Ward-Prowse was a really clever signing for West Ham as well. Ake getting in front of Jimenez there, knocking it back to Edison. Rate this window, the transfer window, out of 10, Mustafa asks. Probably give it an 8. I struggle to give anything a 10. 10 means perfection. You know, that's what 10 means, perfection. And you can't say it was perfect. Yeah, because we didn't get Paquetá. He was clearly our number 1 signing. I think it's been a really good transfer window. But we didn't get the main man we wanted, so therefore it can't be a 10. because we didn't get Paquetá. That was our number one signing. We also lost Gundogan and Mahrez. Now you can say, well, we replaced them. Yeah, we did, but we did lose them. So, you know, that brings it down. The feeling of the transfer window doesn't feel as good because you're losing such quality and players that you know you're going to get goals out of and creativity out of. And Kovacic looks good, don't get me wrong, looks really good, Kovacic, and more than good enough to stand in stead for Gundogan. Is Doku good enough for Mahrez? I like to think he could be, but it might not be this year. That's the issue. With Doku being so young, he needs to find his feet, and this might not be the year he does it. It might be next year when we see the best, real best of Jeremy Doku. Here he is. Speak of the devil, turns, cuts inside. Jeremy Doku knocks it, he's given it. Oh, he got lucky there. He was looking for Kovacic, but it went all the way through to Rodri. He's not afraid, though, is he? Like, he might be nervous, but he's not afraid to charge at his fullback or his defender. Whoever's up against him, he's not afraid. I still give Rodri giving it away there, firing it through the middle. Doku getting back, brilliant, fantastic from Doku. Wins the ball back, knocks it back. He looks injured though. He's got another knock. He's carrying on. Keep going, Doku. Keep going. Rodri on the ball. Alvarez at West Ham looks a top player. He does, doesn't he? That's their. What's his first name? Is it Edson or something like that? Alvarez, a replacement for Declan Rice, wasn't it, from Ajax? Really good player. Oh, he's in. Haaland's in. 1-on-1. Haaland buried. Goal. 3-1. Easy as that. Well, that's all you need, isn't it? That's all you need. I'm talking about nonsense. And then it's just like, Haaland's in. Haaland scored. Simple as that. How'd you like them apples? Erling Haaland, one chance, one goal. 3-1 City. Is that game over? Is that game over? Get in the back of the net. Haaland's... Yeah, there's a little comment there from Haaland. He's talking to the rest of his team. Let's pop the 3 on the scoreboard for you there. Let's talk about Alvarez's involvement there, though. Lovely little touch. Ream didn't get enough on that. Ream. Yeah, I think that was a bit of poor play from Ream there. He had a chance to actually clear that, but his touch knocked it helpfully into the path of Erling Haaland. 1-on-1, middle of the edge of the area. You don't miss them. I mean... You're expecting any striker in the world to put that in there, really. Forget whether it's Erling Haaland or not. You expect your striker to score that. Boom. 3-1. I think that might take the edge off it. Maybe now we don't need to force as many of these passes because we're really trying to burst through the lines with passes, really purposeful passes inside the channels. It's just not working, and they're being intercepted. Sloppy. We don't need to try that anymore. Just kill the game. Play the game out. Jan's asking for a few more goals, please, City. Going into the international break on top of the table is nice. Anyway, bloody hell. Fulham are in again. Jimenez. Diaz has been beaten. Oh, Harris had a chance. Jimenez beats Diaz, puts Diaz on his arse. Crosses it hard and low. Well, it's a pass, if anything, to Harris. Cuts it back. Harris scuffs his shot, and it lands nicely into the hands of Edison. But if Harrison gets a hold of that properly, and he should do, in fairness to him, that could have been 3-2. Game back on. Little warning, straight from our goal again, you know. Switch on, guys. It's really like... It's the head game, this one. It's like really sloppy. We've not been passing it around that quickly either, like... If you look at the speed of the passes, the tempo is sluggish. Just then, look at that, boys. Akanji's got to wait for it. You know what I mean? And it has a knock-on effect. You know, it's a subconscious thing when you play the game of football. If you receive the ball and you had to concentrate to control it because it was fired in at you, your next pass is like that. I don't know if you play the game, but that's how I feel when I play the game. If I fired the ball, receive it, I control it, I ping it to the next guy. If I receive the ball and I'm waiting for it as it trickles to my path, I receive it. I have that mentality that the ball's given me. And my next pass, I'm like, I take my time and I feel like that's the way I should play because it's slow. You should be pinging the ball around as quick as we can here because Fulham's shape is good and they're intercepting everything we're trying to do through the channels. Poor Vincent over at Burnley. What's happening there? What is the other scores? If you can update me, I'll have a look myself. I don't know why I'm asking, but I'll... blib, blib, blib. 61 minutes in. 3-1. 4-1 Spurs. Yeah, that's what you mean for poor Vincent. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about, Maddison, as well? I'm guessing he's done something. Got himself a goal. Forest beating Chelsea. Brentford, Bournemouth 1-1. Brentford battered these lot 3-0. Brighton, Newcastle later. That'll be a really good game, that. Really good game. Alvarez is giving it away, trying to knock it into the path of Kovacic, and he's giving it away. It's got to be a chance for Fulham. Ake getting back. Brilliant. Brilliant from Ake. Alvarez, go and give him a pat on the back and say thank you. Because Ake just saved your beans, mate. I mean, Alvarez has got himself an assist and a goal, but yeah, a bit sloppy there from him. In a really dangerous position, almost in the defensive midfield role. He receives it and he just tries to cushion it into the path of Kovacic, but totally underhits it, and Fulham were in. Thankfully, Ake got back and poked it away. Off the defender, off Jimenez as well, so it was a goal kick. Really good bit of play. We've had 5 shots. They've had 5 shots. We've had 4. So there you go. You know, in terms of chances, it's very even. If anything, Fulham... I'd like to see the XG for this game. Ah, nice play from Rodri. Nice little 360 spin there. Just cool it down now. Just keep the ball. Just like Fulham's press is really good, though. Really, really good. Marco Silva's got him playing here. Both Haaland and Alvarez has an assist and a goal, says he'll flow. Absolutely. Yeah. It's good reading that, isn't it? When you see it on paper. Those two. Rodri right down the middle to Haaland. Got space to run into. He runs into it. Lays it to Alvarez. Alvarez is in. Oh, good bit of defending from Diop. Really good. I'm sure that's a corner. Is it a corner? Alvarez looks hurt. Really good bit of defending from Diop then, because you're thinking the net is about to bulge. Haaland, really good bit of play. Rodri sends it right down the middle of the pitch. Haaland with space in the number 10 role. Swapping with Alvarez. Turns, sprints at the defence. Good bit of play from Haaland. Cushioned pass, really weights it perfectly into Alvarez's path. Doesn't need to break stride, but the reach, outstretched leg of Diop blocks the shot from Alvarez. Corner ball to City. They have a higher XG, says Zubair. I'm not surprised. 3-1 City, though. Foden whipped in. Headed almost away to Rodri outside the edge of the area. Doku, who wasn't in the area. I wonder why. Because Kyle Walker was the other one as well. Those two are going to do a pretty good job of preventing counter-attacks from corner, isn't it? You just stick Doku and Walker on the halfway line. Everyone else get forward. It's going to be difficult to stop, to get past that when you're counter-attacking. Aritra says, Man City win the match. Absolutely. Hopefully we do, mate. Hopefully we do. James, City much better this half. I think you're right. I think they have been better. Few little moments of sloppiness still there, but the overall control feels a touch better, doesn't it? A touch better. I'm still worried, though. You know, 4th goal, feel chilled. I feel chilled at 4-1, but 3-1. Not so assured. Akanji having a word with Jimenez there. Every time Rodri gets the ball, there's a man on him. You know, there's a little diamond of Fulham players around Rodri, and I think that's affecting his game. You can see he's not had one of his good games for Rodri. No, he's not been that bad. He's just given the ball away a couple of times. One that was bad in the first half. But I just think, look, the man marking him there. He came short then, looking for Ederson for a little 10-yard pass down the middle. There's a man on Rodri this whole game. They are man marking Rodri. Looking at this, Ederson back with the ball. Nice bit of play between Kovacic, Diaz, and Ederson. We never really include Ederson as part of like our discussion for formations, you know, and the build-up play, because he effectively is like a ball player. You know, he slots into a centre-back role when we've got the ball almost, allowing like Akanji to go really far forward, and Ederson becomes like the left-sided centre-back. You know, it's incredible that what his role actually is in this City team in terms of the build-up play and ball play. You don't expect that from a goalkeeper, and it's ever since Pep Guardiola's arrival, it's just the norm now, isn't it? It's just the norm, and I think a lot of other clubs are just expecting their goalkeeper to be able to play out from the back. Liverpool go and sign Alisson. United go and sign Onana. Both ball-playing goalkeepers. Lovely ball from Kovacic into Foden, who controls it brilliantly. That really good touch from Phil Foden. It's bloody hot, man. It's so hot in here. I'm just checking my pants aren't visible because I'm tempted to take them off. I won't, don't worry. I won't. But you've seen news presenters do that with the top half of their body, like with a suit and a tie, and the bottom half they're there with like... Anyway, Alvarez is in all the space in the world. He's in on goal. Alvarez, that's a penalty. That's a penalty, isn't it? He's brought down. What's he doing here? Is he giving the penalty or what? He's given the penalty, Michael Oliver. Penalty, Alvarez was in. It's got to be a red card. I think this is going to be looked at. Did he win the ball? Diop. It was a very simple ball, to be honest. A long ball all the way over the top to Alvarez. They're going to look at this because I'm not sure the ball moved, so I'm wondering who won the ball in this situation. Alvarez chests it, brings it down. Not sure what happened there. Little touch, little push from Diop maybe. Little push in the back. I'm not sure they're going to overrule that. I do think it's going to be a yellow, though, because of... was it Robinson or Tete who was sliding in across Alvarez, therefore making Diop not the last man. And by that therefore means... It looks like a penalty. Yeah, penalty given. Haaland. Going to make it 2. So no fourth game at the Etihad without a goal. He's already got himself a goal, hasn't he? Can he get his second? Yellow card for Pereira. Gobbing off. Alvarez was in again. Yeah, he was. So this is going to be another assist for Alvarez because he won the penalty. It's a really soft one, though. It was a bit similar to Cancelo's penalty against Fulham last season, but this one was even softer. He did put his hand on his back, so I think it's been given for the push because Alvarez tries to slow down as the player as Tete slides across Alvarez. Alvarez by this point is in the box. Diop arrives on Alvarez's back, and his momentum is a little touch on Alvarez's back, and Alvarez goes down. I think it probably is a penalty. Just he missed the last one, didn't he? Ooh, this is game over. This goes in, it's game over. Haaland, focused, big breath, steps forward, runs forward, buries it. 4-1, game over. Get in there, 3 points on the board. Get in there. That's got to be it. Game over. A 4-1 scoreline that is totally flattering, to be honest, in truth. To the overall game, I think Fulham can genuinely feel hard done by here. Because I don't think they deserve to be on the end of 4-1. They've played well. They've done some good stuff. They've intercepted a lot of our passes. It's been a tough game for City. But I think the quality of just the final third moments have just shone through. Alvarez and Haaland have just linked up. Little flashes in the final third of just pure quality, you know, and that's what you get. And there's no saving that. That was like, I'm not going to make the same mistake again like I did against Sheffield United. I'm going to go the other side and I'm going to bury it. And he puts it right in the side netting. Really good penalty. 4-1 City. Job done. I think that's it. 20 minutes to go. And I am a pessimist, in truth. But even I'm saying this is game over now. A realist more than a pessimist. Those two things can often be confused. But buzzing, this Manchester lady is very happy. Get in, City, says Marie. Get in, Marie. Subs coming on, though, for Fulham. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Fulham, yeah. Says Mustafa. Andrew says, goal. Nearly broke the goal, says James, yeah. He battered it and he buried it, didn't he? Come on, Haaland. Get a hat-trick. Son has today, has he? Jan. 5-1 Spurs. It's not been simple, though. I think that... Oh, giving away again. Kyle Walker, just as I'm saying, it's not been simple. Lot of sloppy passes. You're not called typical City for nothing, says Anthony. No, I understand your worries, yeah. It's ingrained into my brain, unfortunately. Like, you're talking 2 decades of sorrow and pain that you've got to eradicate. And, I mean, it's been a decade of quality from City. So I really do feel quite confident nowadays, but... I do go into games with a spring in my step, but even at 3-1, you're still like, oh, there's a long way to go. You know what I mean? 4-1, though, is surely done. Nunes on, says Mustafa. Yeah, I'd like to see Nunes. I said that, didn't I? I think this is a good opportunity for him. Maybe give him 50. Willian's coming on. I think it's a good shout. Mustafa, get... Nunes some minutes at the Etihad. I don't know, who would you take off? Probably Rodri. Deservedly so, I'd say. You know, he's not had his greatest game. He's been okay. He's just... There's Lewis Boamorte, though, who's Mr. Fulham, isn't he? Scott says, we City fans rarely get to relax, hardly ever feel comfortable. No, it doesn't, does it really? Are you worried now, still, at 4-1? Even now, I'm like, this is done, really. If Fulham fucking get 3 goals back, don't. You've planted the seed, Scott. You've planted the seed. It's in there now. I'm worried now. You've done me. You've absolutely done me, mate. 2011 to 2023, 12 years, Jonny, says James. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, effectively, it was, in terms of, like, trophy winning, I presume you're talking about there. Well, technically, it was 2012, wasn't it? Oh, no, FA Cup, 2011, of course. Yeah, 2008, we got bought. That was when you were like, this is too good to be true, isn't it? Sheikh Mansour. Sheikh Man who? Who's that guy? And why has he got hundreds of billions of pounds and he's giving it all to us? What is this? Who is this man? I remember the day when we signed him, I was just like, what? Anyway, Fulham crossing it in. Diaz got to deal with this. It's bobbling around. Oh, Ederson with a save. Jimenez just a spring in his backlift there, just out of nowhere. Fires a shot in near post. And Fulham with a chance. Ederson with the save. Deflected as well. But it looked like it was creeping in the near post, that. Now you worry about injuries, etc., says Scott. Yeah. Corner whipped in, near post, headed out for another corner by Haaland, who smiles. That's one of the things about Haaland. You know, he always reminds me of the fact he's got an angry side, though. But he doesn't remind me in the terms of the way he plays. But Ronaldinho always played with a smile on his face, and it just makes it so much more enjoyable to watch, doesn't it? Pereira with the corner. Fired deep, back post. William with all the space. Cushions it further back. They're going away from goal, though. Here they're going back towards goal now. William looking for a deep cross. Whips it in. Cleared by Kovacic. Not entirely, though. Nodded back towards Tete, who's offside potentially. He is. Yeah, City brought Taskin here in Thailand. Yeah, I remember Taskin. Wasn't there something about a bloody strawberry cake with Taskin Shinawatra where he got arrested because his missus gave him a cake in prison or something that was loaded with cash or something like that? Isn't there some strange story about Taskin Shinawatra and cake and money? Like, isn't there an odd little man, wasn't he? Came in, but I mean, he spent some money on us, to be fair. He got Joe. Didn't really turn out very good, did it? But Joe was interesting. Who else did he get? Was it Roque Santa Cruz as well? Roque Santa Cruz. Silva and Gomez coming on here. Doku off. Juan Lilo given a big applause there. Rodri's the other one who's come off as well. Gomez coming on's an interesting one. Where's he going to play? Left wing by the looks of it. Gone straight up top. That's where I feel better. I feel better with him now. I don't want him left back. Can't defend to save his life. Sergio Gomez. He's just not a defender. Technically, though, good. Been given a second chance as well at City this season, really, because I don't think he did enough to impress last season, but second season maybe now would be the time for him to shine. A couple of substitute appearances would be nice. Can't have your cake and eat it, says James. Yeah. I'm sure there is a story about that. Some typing, all sorts of things could come up if you start typing in cake and things. There's some odd things on the internet. But type in Taskin Shinawatra and cake, and I'm sure he did something dodgy. Oh, given away, but City looking to break here with, well, they're trying to play out from the back. Fulham have got back in their shape though, and chance seems to have gone, but City have the ball back. Bernardo Silva's in the middle of the park. Stream has frozen. Bollocks. Sorry guys, there's nothing I can do about this at the minute. I'm going to try and get it back up on my phone. Yeah, I've got it here. That's why you have a backup. So what are we on? So this stream's further back now, unfortunately. So sorry guys, I'm going to try and get that one back up, but it's what you get when you don't pay for it. But yeah, I'm currently on the game I'm watching now, which is still the same game, but it's a few minutes behind. It's not a few minutes behind, it's a few seconds. It's about 20 seconds behind now. I'm going to keep trying up here, but it's not looking good. Fulham trying to break away here. Coming right down the middle of the park as well. They've not given up, Fulham, in fairness to them. They've not given up. Bernardo Silva giving away a free kick there. 78 minutes has just passed, so yeah, no, I'm like 30 seconds behind. Sorry about this, guys. I'm going to try and fix this for the next stream so this is avoidable, but there weren't that many channels that this game was being broadcast on, so I had to go with it. Free kick to Fulham. Chipped in back post. Hey, got my stream back. There we go. What the hell? Now this one's behind. Fucking hell. This one's behind now. So I'm about to see that same free kick again. Let's see if I can get more. There we go. Now we're in line again. We're in line again. We're back. We're back. 79 minutes and 40 seconds in. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I presume you've got it on, so it's not so important that I watch, as long as I got some way of watching it. But if you are relying on me to commentate the game to you, I do apologise about that. But yeah. Anyway, Adama Traore's coming on. A big bag of speed coming on, and not the drug kind, the physical kind. I find it strange that my streaming here is around 30 seconds ahead of you, says James. Yeah, right now my stream says 80 and 20 seconds nearly, basically, yeah. Addison was closed down there by Jimenez. Yeah, it was Jimenez, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Jimenez. Is it Muniz who's come on? Muniz has come on for Jimenez. Yeah, this game's getting seen out now. I think Fulham are dominating a lot more of the ball. Peacock is slightly ahead. Peacock's one of the channels I've got, Mad Hatter, but it just doesn't seem to be working. This is on Premiere 5. Gonna get done by YouTube, aren't I, by talking about all these channels there. Anyway. Happy with the game today, says Danny W. I feel like we were sloppy in the first half, but definitely picked up in the last. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Yeah, I think you encapsulated that perfectly. I think it was a very, very sloppy first half, and there was elements of sloppiness in the second half. But yeah, I think the move of bringing Foden into the middle, allowing Walker to bomb it down the right wing instead, gave us more options in the middle of the park and ultimately gave us more control of the ball. I think we still had overall more control in the first half than Fulham. It was just it was broken up very easily, you know. I think we need to give credit to Fulham because their shape's been really good. We haven't really had that many opportunities, you know, in terms of going against Sheffield United, where we had, well, you're wondering how that game finished 2-1 with 30 chances. You're thinking it's going to be 5. We had an XG of like 3.8 or something against Sheffield United, whereas today I'd be interested to know what our XG is. I bet it's not 4. Love the channel, by the way, mate. Whenever I saw a Fabrizio tweet about City, I always came straight here to see if you saw it yet. Cheers, Danny. Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate the support. Tottenham are finishing second. They are cooking, says Rita. They are, aren't they? You know, they've become a bit of a worrying team to... could they be our challengers? Surely not. Imagine if Spurs go and win the league and Harry Kane's left. Imagine. At our expense, that's bad news, obviously, but just from a comedic point of view, that would be hilarious. Poor. And then Borussia Dortmund win the league. That would be brilliant. Calvin Phillips, eh? Look who's coming onto the pitch. Calvin bloody Phillips. Wow. Well done, Juan Lilo, for doing it. Sub 2 gets the beers out for Calvin Phillips. Come on, Phillips. I'd love it if he scored. Corner whipped in, back post. Diaz, back post. It's cleared though. Gomez picks up the loose pieces. Back to Kyle Walker. Now back with Edison. Ange is a top manager. I'm glad. I knew you'd say Ange because there's no way you were going to type Postolokoglu, were you? You weren't going to type that out. But he is a top manager. I agree, Jack. Had something to do with City Football Group. Did he? I didn't know that. Thank goodness the transfer window's closed. I hated all the BS that was going on, said James. Yours was the only sensible chat. Thanks, mate. I do enjoy a bit. I must admit, I enjoy a bit of transfer talk. A little bit. Within reason. You know, you can get wild with it and start speculating beyond, like, any logical or sensible transfer targets. But I think it was... I tried to keep it realistic as well. Steve says he's not watching the game, but your commentary is really entertaining. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Steve. That's someone said, who was it? I can't remember. He might still be in the chat. Someone said the kindest thing I've heard someone say to me so far, in terms of me doing watch-alongs, is I sound like Peter Drury with a Manc accent. That is as good as it gets. If you're talking about commentating a football match, that's as good as it gets. Alvarez, long looping ball. That's got to be Leno. Leno picks up that ball. Looking for Haaland, good idea. Execution was a bit off. The Japan team we have, yeah, Yokohama. Johnny Drury, says Jeff. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, Johnny Drury. He's quality though, Peter Drury. He really is. He's a bloody poet. City just passing the ball about here. Calvin Phillips is the nucleus of our midfield, and Fulham have they hadn't given up until about 30 seconds ago, where they're just not moving around at all anymore. The Fulham players just pretty standstill, watching us pass the ball around. City are quite happy to just see this game out. Yeah, some Fulham players are trying a bit. There's Adama Traore pressing. You'd be frustrated though, wouldn't you, if you're Fulham, because that's what's it? That's an offside goal. That's not offside, obviously, because the goal's been given, but it should have been disallowed. That swung the game, really. That would have been 1-1 at half time. Totally different game. Totally different game. And now, I promise you, brace yourself for the next couple of days, by the way, because that's what they're going to talk about. It's not going to be about how well City played or any one particular performance. The starting point for every highlight discussions, it's all going to be about that. Foden bringing the ball forward, tried to lay in Haaland but couldn't. It's going to be, non-stop. And it's going to be done with a real agenda as well, because when City benefit from decisions, then it's a real problem, because people already feel like they're disadvantaged just because we're that much better than them in terms of team versus team, 11 versus 11. They already feel disadvantaged. And if the referee is giving decisions in our favour, whether it be Phillips, lovely bit of play, bursting past his man there, and then slows it down, which is the right thing to do, slowing it down, 4-1 up. It's looking all right, Phillips, so far. He's our player now, isn't he? We've not sold him. He's not gone on loan. There was rumours. Foden with a good little turn. Good bit of defending as well from Robinson. I like that Robinson of Fulham, that left back. He's a good player. Phillips again. All Phillips so far. Lovely little pass out to Kyle Walker from Phillips. Right into his path. I mean, talking about a small game to a little cameo, he's done all right, Phillips, hasn't he? He's played well so far. Little simple stuff. Fulham are stuck in their own corner flag, and it's broken to Kyle Walker here. Knocks it back to Bernardo Silva, who's coming back away from goal. Sergio Gomez gives him an option. Still on the edge of the area. Gomez tries to feed. It was a good idea. The run was made by Haaland, but I don't think the run was actually on, to be honest. No, overhit by Gomez. Did I say Akanji? James. On the City website, they have Ake as scoring the second goal. Yeah, he did score the second goal, but did I say Akanji? Hillflow says, you have a pleasant, smooth voice, good for the ear, no big screaming. Some streamers is too much. Yeah, I've got a limiter on, because I am actually screaming, but I've put a limiter. Come on, ref, that's a foul. I've put a limiter on so I can scream without, destroying whatever device speakers you've got. But yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate that, kind words. The Mad Hat says, I hope KP is able to earn some of Pep's trust. Here comes Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis. Foden off. Who's that coming off now? Behind him. Was it Alvarez? Looks like Alvarez. Can't quite see. But yeah, Foden and Alvarez coming off. Brentford equals, says Jeff. What are the other scores? Oh, yeah, they've equalised 93rd minute, Brentford equaliser. Oscar Bob on, Rico Lewis on. Two wonderful afros have entered the pitch. Oscar Bob, what a name, says Jack. It is a good name. Free kick, back post, Akanji. Across, shouting for handball, is he? Shouting for handball. Really good tackle by Akanji. A bit out of control a little bit. They stopped the play to look at it because they're going to have a look at the handball here. Referee saying hang on. Oh, is it in an unnatural position? Yes, it is. I would say that's handball, but no, play on. So there's your decision. I can't remember who it was. Was it Jan or I can't remember. Someone said a referee's going to try and rectify their decision. That was potentially a handball, that, because his arm wasn't by its side. It was a bit out from the side, and it hit it. So I don't know. 6 minutes of injury time. 40 seconds in. Or 30 seconds in. Afro vibes crew, says Jeff. Yeah, we haven't really seen anything of. We saw a little glimpse of Oscar Bob in pre-season, but the word within City, within the club, is he's got huge potential, real talent. I'm pretty sure he was player of the year for the last 2 years, I think. Or was it him? Or is it Borges, who's now at Ajax? That's the thing, though. You can't have every academy. I said it earlier in the stream. You can't have every academy player playing in the starting 11. The standards are too high, you know. I'm looking forward to the financial charges. You know, these 115 charges. I'm looking forward to the conclusion of that. And the reason I'm looking forward to it is because I have every belief that we're going to be found innocent. The charges will be dropped. The fact that it's gone eerily quiet, that silence is deafening, isn't it? It is. Because it's like, why are they taking so long to do anything about this? City have probably, they're ready. Gun in the holster, waiting, ready to bang, fire one back. As soon as they come at us again, we'll be ready. But the reason I mention that and thinking about the academy is absolute worst case scenario is never going to happen, by the way. Never in a million years going to happen. If we got relegated, our academy would be just unbelievable. You know what I mean? Obviously, all our superstars would leave because they don't want to play in the Championship. You don't blame them. And this is a very hypothetical situation, but our academy would just walk us straight back into the Premier League, wouldn't it? It really would. Fulham with a last bit of a chance here. Building up a nice bit of play on the edge of the box. Nearly given away. And they've given it away. Haaland's breaking away with the ball. Is he going to beat? Oh, he didn't. Bernardo Silva picks up. 4 on 2, sorry. Got to be a goal. We've got to make something of this. Oscar Bob bringing it forward into Rico Lewis's path. Rico Lewis with Ream to beats him. Oscar Bob, edge of the area. Beats his man just. Trying to beat another man. Twisting, turning. Oscar Bob. And he lays it back simply to Calvin Phillips. Opportunity's gone there. But should have made the most of that, really. Could have made that 5, which would have been brutal on Fulham. 5-1. But James says, I'm pretty down because I thought Haaland would get an average of 2 goals a game. I was looking for 70 goals. Yeah, I think he's going to... I think he's going to get above 20. My prediction is 25 goals. I don't think he's going to get as many as he did last season. Maybe he will across competitions if we play lesser teams. Maybe. In the Premier League, though, I'm going to go for 25. And that sounds like, oh, only 25? Only 20? 25 is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, it's just the standards that he set was just so high. 2 minutes to go. Seeing out the game. Top of the league. International break. Here we go. Oh, Oscar Bob, lovely bit of skill there. Fast footwork, beats his man. Brilliant, really good. Oh, look at that, my stream glitched. I get to see it again. It's so good, the stream made me see it twice. Oscar Bob, he beats his man. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Fucking stream, man. That's what you get. Anyway, Gomez down the line to Rico Lewis. Sergio Gomez to the byline. Beats his man. Brilliant. Gomez into the box. Cuts it back. Haaland buried. 5-1. Hat-trick. Erling Haaland. You called it, James. You wanted the hat-trick. There you go, my friend. You asked for it in the chat. Haaland delivers. There's a hat-trick rolled out on a red carpet. Sergio Gomez with a beautiful bit of play on the touchline. Beats his man on the byline. Cuts it on to the penalty spot. Haaland's waiting. Drills it. Was there any other outcome? Was there any other outcome? It's an almost inevitability when Haaland gets the ball on the penalty area, hard and low cross like that, buries it bottom corner, no chance for Leno, 5-1 City. The game was already over and now it officially is. Brilliant. A little bit harsh on Fulham, I must say. Great bit of play from Gomez though. Really good looking at it. Beats his man. Cuts it back to Haaland. Yeah, lovely goal. Well played, Sergio Gomez. I'm okay with that, seeing that. So we've got another winger, haven't we? A bit forgotten about, hasn't he, Sergio Gomez? Whenever we talk about the options we have out wide, we go Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Doku, Oscar Bob. That's been the conversation. I haven't heard many Sergio Gomez calling for him as a potential winger because we weren't sure whether he's going to be left back or left wing. Clearly, this is his home, as in positionally. His home is left wing. He ain't a defender. He is not a defender. He can't defend. Don't ask him to do it anymore. Play left wing. Having him coming on as a substitute is a great addition. Cup games, lesser teams, I'm play him in the same position, of course. Don't play him left back at any point against any team. Doesn't matter the opposition. Don't play him in left back. Fulham with a chance here to make it 5. No, Edison into his hands. That's got to be it. Full time, surely. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, excellent 5-1 win. Totally unexpected considering the first half bit of play. The players all surround Erling Haaland. Hat-trick for Erling Haaland. There he is, bagging a hat-trick. Harry Kane's watching in Bundesliga saying, thank God I left. Because I'm not competing with that. You're not competing with that. It's just unbelievable play to get those numbers on the board. With virtually the only chances of his game was those 3 chances, and he took them all. You know, the game against Sheffield United, not the same. Not the same. Yeah, it was one of those off days. Still got himself a goal, of course, against Sheffield United, but wasn't his day. Today, very much his day. And I said that after Sheffield United. On another day, all those chances go in. Today was that day. And 5-1 City. Brilliant, brilliant. Blues, I'm going to go and get myself a drink. And I'm getting back onto here to do the match reaction as soon as I can. Tune in for that if you can. Thank you very much for joining me in the stream. 5-1 City, top of the league. Let's go. And I'll see you soon. Thanks very much again. Typical City. And drop a like on your way out as well. I always forget that. Drop a like on your way out if you don't mind. That would be much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.